Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it's Thursday at 6 p.m. My name is Paul Smith. With that man right next to me is Dan Connor, from the host of the Big Blue Power every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Dan, it's the NFL Weekly Pick'em Show, and we're moving on. We have 2 weeks left. How you feeling? How was your Christmas, first of all?
My Christmas was pretty good. Giants
Good.
lost again, but that was expected. So
You know what? I actually thought they were going to come back. I mean, after they benched Danny there, Tommy DeVito there, Tyrod Taylor looked like a little glimpse of maybe, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think he should have been starting Tyrod Taylor the
Yeah,
last game. Like
I
ever
think
since
so
he was
too.
healthy, he should have been starting him. So
I think
and
so too.
DeVito, I'm sorry, but Taylor's much better than DeVito. So is DJ. But Taylor's way better, puts you in a
Yeah.
better position to win.
Hmm.
And with DeVito, it's a feel-good story, but he's just not a good quarterback. I'm sorry, he's just not.
I agree. I put on Twitter there, Dan. I was like, just imagine, I mean, Tyrod Taylor comes to the game. He gives you a spark. He almost, triples, DeVito's yardage and basically,
Mhm.
not even
Yeah.
really a half. But I was like, I put on Twitter, I was like, just imagine if they would have gave him full set of first string snaps the entire week,
They who knows? They may have pulled it off, but I thought he should have started the week prior as well.
I agree.
So
I agree. I agree 100%. 100%. Insane says, Waste lost. They still an NFL team.
do you
Oh, talking
want
about
to do you want to clarify that? You mean the Giants insane mess only?
yeah, I think that's what he meant there, isn't he? Yeah.
They lost to one of the better teams in the NFL. I'll agree with
They
that.
did. I mean, they did. I mean, there's nothing you can't say
They
about them.
hung in there.
Lost.
They
They did.
made a game and got a pick six. They didn't give up and get crushed. So they
Right.
competed. So at least they
Yep.
competed.
Yep.
Well,
Dan, first, before we get into the show, at this network, we're all about family first. You know that
Yep.
family, friends, and first, before we get into something, how was your Christmas, brother?
My Christmas was pretty good, except we lost a dear friend of ours on Christmas.
Yeah. How about we talk about that? We are going to play a little video for Leland in a little bit, but Dan, talk about a viewer that used to check into our shows, and I tell you, I've never met him personally, but I feel that I lost a great friend. I mean, I'll let you go first, Dan, because you know no longer than I have.
Well, I've known him over 20 years. I've
Mhm.
never met him in person, but on Sundays we'd always talk football, the draft. We'd always talk the draft. We love talking about cooking. Talking about
Yeah.
food. You'd have I'd be making a point about football, and they'd bring up something random about food or something on sale or something like that. So Vic was a good dude. I know him a long time. Talked football all the time. You watched our stream. So just it's just a shame. We thought he was gonna make it, but he ended up not making it. But condolences to him and his family. Leland was
Yeah.
Was definitely a character, one of a kind. So it definitely sucks to hear it a couple days after he passed on Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Dan, I never met him personally, but he was a great viewer, and more than that, he was a great friend to me. Really, I mean, just on Facebook and Messenger, and you hit the nail on the head. That dude loved to cook, and I tell you what, he used to message me like after I post something. I love posting pictures of food or whatever. I would post something on Facebook, and 5 minutes later, I would get a message from Leland. Hey, Paul, that looks good. What did you put in that? The last one I got, Dan, I told you, pre-show here. I made some like Thai fried rice with some chicken, and
Yep.
spicy
You're always
stuff.
posting your food.
Yeah, he had messaged me. He's like, Paul, what's in that? What did you put in there? And I told him, and he was like, oh, that looks so good. I got to make that. I was like, oh, it's easy. And he's like, I'm telling you, Paul, one day we're going to get together and we're going to cook a meal. And I hate to say it that I never got that opportunity to actually meet such a nice guy and actually, sit down and share cookbooks in a way, sports and cook, man. You know what I mean? But,
Yep.
I just want to say, condolences and prayers out to his family. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
it's hard going away on Christmas Day, Dan. I mean,
It's very difficult. Yeah.
it's really hard, but we will definitely play a video in a couple minutes here, regarding him.
And so Vic was also being put up by nonsense right there. Yeah. Payne
Yeah.
likes to go off the rails a lot. So
Yeah,
being a Boston fan and all.
But I tell you what, Dan, something that I will always take what he said to me one time. He's like, hey, I'm a Falcons fan. We don't have many, that talk about being a Falcons fan. You're a Cowboy fan. But I remember mentioning to him, Dan, that I said, hey, sometimes it's hard being a Cowboys fan. You're always hated. And he said to me, he's like, yeah, you'll always be hated, but you know what? You'll always be loved because all eyes on you being a Cowboys fan, and keep doing what you're doing. Continue. Just words like that, Dan, that from a viewer that turned into a friend goes a long way. And you always take consideration and take into heed of what people say to you and how
Yeah.
we meet people through friendship of a podcasting, Dan, with you and I, for example.
Hmm.
It-
Yeah.
it's really hard when you lose someone. It's a lot of people say it's just a viewer, but to me, it was more than a viewer. It's a friend. And of course, everybody on the network, it's a viewer that we see. And it's not going to be the same. I mean, it's not seeing a name like that. When you talk about the Falcons, you wait for Leland to say something, it's just, it's hard, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to talk to Vic every Saturday, Sunday, watching football
Mm.
all the time
Yeah,
for
it's really hard.
decades.
Wow, it's insane, man.
Yep. That's how long we've known him.
Now, he lived in Nebraska, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eileen says,
Yeah.
rest in peace, our beloved Leland Lynch, also known as Vic, gone but never forgotten.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, I wish I would have met him, but I'll tell you what, brother, when I get there, you better have your utensils, your wok, and whatever you want to do, brother, because we are going to create one freaking hell of a meal, you and I together.
Yeah, right.
Man. We're going to put our cookbooks together, and brother, you know what? We are going to cook not a 7-course meal, but like a 21-course meal for you and I, brother. And we're going to sit there and watch, the Cowboys, and I'm going to sit there and watch your Falcons with you. And I promise you, I will wear this jersey the day I come up there and see him. We cook a dinner, brother. But Dan, how about we play the video? How do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Leland, hey, this is our thoughts to you, brother. Hope you enjoy it. Everybody just take your time and watch the video. Here we go. Wow, man.
Yeah, definitely condolences to friends and family.
Definitely.
And it just sucks.
Dan,
that's life.
Yeah, before we get into the show, last week I talked about, Christmas coming up here, of course, and I said, hey, reach out to somebody, man. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. And
yeah,
it kind of makes me mad because I really wanted to message him and say, what are you cooking for Christmas? You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I didn't do that. But if you have friends out there that you haven't talked in a while, man, reach out to them because you never know, man. Tomorrow could be the last day that they grace this earth and with friendship and love. So reach out to people that you really haven't to. So prayers and condolences, Leland, and you and your family, man. I appreciate that. And one day, brother, I promise you, when I come up there, you better have the cookbook ready because I'm going to throw down on the walk, brother. You know that. Oh, man, Dan. All right, Dan. Let's flip it here a little bit. It doesn't make it real to talk about football now, but let's get into last week, Dan. Last week was kind of crazy as well. There were some games where both of us, Dan, that we didn't even come up close, brother. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say they're probably not getting ground insane. We'll see.
He actually did make ground up. He actually made, I believe it was 2 games up. He did make 2 games up on me, Dan.
Something.
You did. It is. Yeah, it is. But listen, we'll go through them really quick because we got a guest picker on tonight. We'll have him up on in about 10 minutes here. But Dan, let's talk about the Rams actually beat the Saints, which we both talked about.
Yep.
But Dan, what in the hell is in Pittsburgh? I don't know. Pittsburgh, and the Bengals, we both take the Bengals, and it's one of those games, Dan. I mean, what the hell happened?
I don't know. Everything just went right for the Steelers and didn't go well for us. for the Bengals. It was a crazy game.
And you know what, Dan? The funny thing is, living up
They
here in
got behind
Pittsburgh.
early.
Yeah, they did. But living up here in Pittsburgh, it's like, you know what? Free Kenny Pickett. Get him out of here. You know,
Yeah,
now they love Tomlinson because he made a right decision by bringing Mason Rudolph in. And it's just like, make up your damn mind here. Like, you're worse than a freaking Cowboys fan, honestly, with this BS back and forth, honestly. But now they love Mason Rudolph. They love Tomlin.
yeah,
Again.
right.
Now it's all good until next week. And then they shit the bed. And it's just like, you know what? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You know what I mean? But hey, let's move on fast here, Dave. Buffalo beats the Chargers. Of course, we both picked that game there.
Yeah,
Buffalo,
Chargers got Herbert, so they're done.
yeah, they're done. The East, whatever the heck his name is, he's bad. And I tell you what, it's just Buffalo's playing. It didn't look good, honestly, a little bit, Dan.
Yeah,
But the Buffalo Bills are playing for a playoff spot because if Miami loses a game, they still hold that number right to that playoff spot. You know,
yeah, but Miami plays the
division.
Ravens.
Exactly. So that's a little help for Buffalo
So
as
it's
well.
definitely possible.
Yes. Now, Dan, let's talk about this game. Houston at home. We both take Houston and the Cleveland Browns. The Browns. Defense, yes. Offense, no. Yeah. Offense, we talked about their offense. Can they score? Well, Dan, there was can they score? They actually did score.
Yeah. That was definitely a surprising score. I didn't expect that, but
me either.
I don't think the Texans had. Did they have Stroud? I think they had Stroud.
No, he was no. Now
he is playing this week.
Yeah, he's playing this week. He's definitely playing this week. I looked on Twitter today that he was playing this week. But Dan, man, you took the Jets. I took the Commanders, brother. That's one game you jumped on me there.
I mean, the Jets defense is so good, and they were all over the Commanders.
Yeah,
that's why. And Washington's offense is just falling apart. Like they've just fallen apart left and right. And the Jets just have a much better defense. And if the Jets can run the ball and just have a little bit of offense, they'll win. They would have beaten them, and they did.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Jets had that great defense, but I thought, maybe at least the Commanders, maybe you can put up maybe 12 to 15 points. You might be in this game a little bit because the Jets can't score either. But damn, I can't bet on games anymore, Dan. I'll tell you that much so far.
The Jets defense is really good, but they fell apart. Like I thought they're up 27-0 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then once Brissett got in, it looks like he's much better. It was much better than Howell. And he's more experienced and stabilized their offense.
I agree.
But the Jets still ended up winning the game. But man, that was was ridiculous. I thought they were gonna lose, but they ended up winning with a field goal.
Definitely, yeah. All right, let's go on to the next game. We both took Seattle here. Tennessee's up and down. You don't know who's going to, what Derrick Henry might get. If the defense plays great one week, next week they don't play as great offense. We don't know what they are.
Game too.
It was very close. I was surprised. I was kind of sweating that one, but I mean, with the weapons
Seahawks
Seattle
went down in the end and won the game.
Yeah, with the weapons Seattle has, I think they should be a lot better than what they are on paper, Dan. Honestly, especially versus the Titans there. But I mean, in that division with the Titans division, that's still wide open. They still have a shot at this division too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next game. Hey, rest in peace. Leland, your team pulled this out this week. They did it for you, bro.
Kicked their ass.
Exactly. Thank you, Dan. They did it for Leland. They kicked some ass this week. I mean, wow. Talk about a woodshed game, Dan.
Yeah, their offense actually woke up finally.
I think they found Pitts. I think they found Drake London. And I think they found Bijan Robinson this week.
Yeah, he averaged 6 yards a carry, 12 carries, 72 yards.
Yeah.
They threw him the ball a little bit, so it's good to see them going to win. Like they're 7-8. I mean, that division,
it's still open.
It's still wide open, also.
And that's kind of bad. I mean, we talked about what was the NFC West before, Dan, where no team had a winning record over 500.
Yep.
This reminds me of a division like that, but. If you get in there, you get into the dance, regardless of who you're taking as your date there, you might have a chance at prom king or prom
back.
queen.
The Bucks were 8-7. They're 7-8.
That's crazy. One game out, going into that's what I like to see, honestly. But, congratulations to the Falcons. They did it for Leland. I know that for sure, So let's move on, Dan. The Carolina Panthers, brother, they're just bad, Dan.
They almost lost this game.
They did. I was like, holy crap. Are you serious? Is it really going to happen?
Panthers. Maybe the Panthers are playing better, but I think the Packers are fortunate to win that game. I mean, they could have easily lost to the Panthers.
There's a word called escape, isn't it? That was the escape.
Yeah, absolutely,
Big time.
Absolutely. But that's the way it goes in the NFL. The Panthers are probably playing a little bit better football now than they were.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the Packers, They kind of struggled in that game a little bit.
Yeah, I guess if you're a Panther fan, you can only look ahead, look up, I guess, look up in the sky there and say, hey, you know what? We almost won a game,
They got a lot of holes.
Yeah, of course. And as Packers fans, you're like, oh, we escaped. Well, you know what? There's no moral victories in football, Dan, honestly, but hey, it is what it is. But let's talk about a team that basically the Lions and the Vikings here, Dan. I mean, the Vikings, again, are a good team on paper, a lot of weapons, offense, defensively.
And the Vikings turned the ball over like a ton.
Big time. Game. That's what cost the game, Dan. I think that's what cost the game. 4
picks.
Yeah.
Mullins was 22 or 36, 411 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading one, they probably win.
Yeah, I was reading something. I couldn't believe the stat. Somebody sent me a stat. Wow. He's like, what's his name? Nick Mullins. Every 21 pass attempts averages a pick.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's insane. And he still has his job in the NFL, Dan, as a backup, of course, but that's insane. I can throw 21 passes and maybe not have one pick.
And
honestly.
Justin Jefferson had a hell of a game. 141 yards on 6 receptions. Osborne had 5 for 95 yards.
Dan, can you imagine if Kirk Cousins was healthy with Addison, Jefferson, and this
team right now? I think they would be going to the playoffs probably.
I definitely do. I think they would be running with the Lions right now, probably maybe ahead of the Lions right now.
They definitely have a couple more wins because Cousins is way better than anything they got.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, I did put the Lions on there twice when I cut it off there. Let's talk about the Jags here. The Jags, we both took the Jags, Dan, and man, I tell you what, Baker Mayfield's playing the ball right now, Dan.
Yeah, they're playing good. They're playing good football. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, what Baker Mayfield were you going to get? And it was a good Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Finally, we can say that about another quarterback. We're always talking about Dak. What Dak are we going to get? What Baker are we going to get? But hey, you know what, Baker, man, I tell you what, he's winning games.
26 of 35, 283, and 2 touchdowns. It's pretty solid.
And you know what? The bugaboo about, Baker Mayfield back in the past when he played, of course, with all the places he played, even in college, he was a gunslinger that didn't care. He would rip the ball out there and not even give a worry about it. But now he's not turning the ball over, which is something different for Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, the Jags surprised them as they lost. Yeah, they stopped playing well. Trevor Lawrence might not be fully healthy, too.
That's what I think it is, too. I think it's Trevor Lawrence not being healthy, Dan, because he can run. But I tell you what, Trevor Etienne is not really running the ball either right now. I mean, they're just, the offensive line is not creating holes. And I don't know what it is. I mean, man, look out for the Texans. They might win that division, Dan, honestly.
They could. I mean, that's another division that just isn't very good.
Yeah. I mean, if the Jags keep downfalling, the
Texans, the Jags, the Colts, and the Texans were all 8-7.
That's what I mean. It's anybody's division in there, and anybody can win that division. I didn't look at the schedule in the week 17 and week 17, but I didn't look at 18 who they play back and forth. But
Stroud is back.
Stroud is back this weekend. Exactly. I mean, he's going to create a little bit of havoc, and it might come down to the head-to-head matchups in that division too, Dan. If there's a tie, so. All right, let's go here, Dan. Well, Cardinals are almost as bad as the damn Panthers, and we took Chicago, and Chicago won the game. That was a good game there. We both got that one.
27-16, yeah. I expected them to win. The Cardinals ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I mean.
They got Murray, but they don't got much of anything else.
They don't have anything. The only thing bad about Chicago right now, Dan, is they hold 2 picks in the top 5. The more they win, the more they win, the farther they drop back. But you know what this tells me?
The Panthers give them that pick, so they'll have a high pick in the top 2 no matter what.
Yeah, you'll have the number 2 pick no matter what. That's the Carolina pick. But if you're the worst team in football, just think you could have 1 and 2, or right now I think you stand at 2 and 3 right now is what you have.
That's 2 in the top 5 at least.
Hey, it's 2 in the top 5. You can go offensive line, get the best player in football, Marvin Harrison Jr. Do you still take a quarterback, Dan? If you're Chicago, Justin Fields is out. Do you take the quarterback?
I'm going to say no.
I don't think so either. I wouldn't.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't. Dan, if it was me, I'm going offensive line, either the Penn State guy, Alosia, whatever his name is, or Joe All, and then I'm going best player in football. I'm going Marvin Harrison to, go right next to what's his name, DJ Moore. You have 2 supporting wide ones.
I think get more pieces.
I do too, because you have a lot of holes, and this is a way to create 2 of them right away. So keep Justin Fields, let him work with it, keep him in the pocket. We know he can run the ball when he needs to extend plays, but make him a pocket quarterback, get him another weapon,
Yep.
So, yeah. But Dan, oh my God, can we skip this game, Dan? Can we really skip this game? Christmas Eve, it ruined my Christmas Eve, Dan. I took the Cowboys, you took the Dolphins. Dan, I don't even want to talk about the game.
That game could have went either way. It went right down to the end. And I said, Miami's going to go down, kick a field goal, and win the game by 2.
You know, a lot of times, Dan, I say take the points. You know, not take the points. Go out there and drive momentum. Get 7 points. Get in the end zone. But Dan, I'm going to eat
I
the
know
crow.
you're not happy.
I am not happy, Dan, because there were 6 points left on the board, plus a fumble by Hunter Lemke on the first drive of the game for us. So, but
it's a big mistake early in the game.
Huge mistake. But Dan, my question to you is this, real quick. I want to hear your point of view, real quick, on this game.
Yeah.
First quarter, CeeDee Lamb, 7 to 8 catches, almost 99 yards in the first quarter. Okay.
How many?
Second quarter, 0. Third quarter, 0.
How many targets?
Quarter, he had 9 total targets in the entire game.
No, but what about in the second half?
I think it was one, or no, I'm sorry, it was 2. There was 1 miscompletion, and then in the fourth quarter. That I'm asking you, Dan. I'm asking you, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I want to try to keep going to him. There's no way that the Dolphins totally shut him down the whole half. He must have been open sometimes.
No, he was open. I mean, they were just not.
They got pressure at times too.
That's the thing. It's this complete game that Dallas meltdown. The offensive line sucked, and I tell you what, Chuma Odoga, he is the worst left tackle I've ever seen in my life, Dan.
Man, he couldn't stop Chubb.
Dan, it was it was like a New York subway turnstile. The way he was turning the opposite direction, Dan. There's a guy right on you on the left side, Dan. Number 1. Okay, that's your guy right there. You don't need to help Tyler Smith out. He's all universe coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine. But why do you turn right and help Tyler Smith out versus getting your
chip
own
him or something? I mean, they were having a problem, but it wasn't just sacks. There were a lot of pressures as well.
Of course, but the other thing is, Dan, I blame a lot on the offensive side of the ball, the coaching staff. Number 1,
yeah.
If Chuma's that bad, Dan, you're like
you got to do something to help him.
Yeah, you got to either run 12 or 13 personnel. Put a tight end on that side. Chip the tight end.
Yep.
Let him help out a little bit. But Dan, they put double tight ends on the right side next to Terrence Steele and Zach Martin, which was so stupid when their side of the ball was fine. Bradley Chubb on the left side on Chuma was just a turnstile. Come on in. It was so bad. I blame coaching 100% on this game. 100%.
Yeah, but it could have went either way. You had the lead in the end.
They left it open, yeah.
And it's just with Miami, they're tough, man. Like if you gotta, like even with a minute left, they're getting field goal position and win the game. So
yeah, I mean,
it's a tough loss for Dallas, but
it is.
Let it be a learning experience.
You know what? I hope they pick their poison this week and learn some game film because you know what, Dan? The funny thing is, Detroit models Miami with the speed and the mobility that they have. Only thing
receiver.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got some wide receivers. They got 2 excellent backs too. A-Chain is just almost as fast as Tyreek Hill on the backfield. So they better be ready for this. They better watch the game film and execute is what I want to say this week, Dan. But Insane asked, can we skip this game here? I mean, listen, hey, if I have to talk about the Cowboys, Insane, we are definitely going to talk about the damn Patriots here. Dan,
they got up there 23-7.
Yeah.
And ended up winning by 3.
Yeah.
Denver, I don't know what the heck. Denver played well, but I don't know. They just
2 words, Dan. Russell Wilson. You want to talk about him?
I know he got benched.
I know. Isn't that something?
A horrible game. 25-37, 232 touchdowns.
That's what I don't get. I don't get. I mean, hell, a lot of these teams out there. Harold, just imagine
I didn't
Carolina.
think he got benched.
No, just imagine Carolina having a quarterback that can put up those numbers that Russell's doing, winning games. C.J. Stroud. Imagine if they had a quarterback putting up numbers like that, they'd be grateful, Dan. And they would have benched Russell
almost came back and won the game.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is. I mean, Denver's still, they're still playoff bound. I believe they're still in the projections there. But speaking of teams that went to the Super Bowl last year,
we'll talk about that.
What's that?
They might cut Wilson come March.
You know what? I tell you what, that's like a Trey Lance thing. I mean, honestly, look what they did.
His cap hit. It was $50 million this year.
$50 million, I think it was, and something. I know
if it's like half that or like 40, they might.
They might, but your only thing you're going to lose is those draft picks. You're not going to entitle those back. I mean, you're still paying 2 years in advance for draft picks to Seattle. Yeah. But I mean, do you move on? Okay, so let's say Denver does move on, Dan. Who's their backup right now? Who's the backup for Denver?
I have no idea.
Stidham. Jared Stidham.
Stidham.
Yeah, he's the backup. You know you're not going to win with him. You know that the Raiders cut him. You're not going to win with him.
Probably not.
But you're going to be in the middle of the pack. They're probably going to be around what, maybe 16 to 20ish. What
Something like that. Yeah.
But what do you do then? You can't. Unless maybe a Jaden Daniels drops. Now,
if a Jaden Daniels drops, you take him. If he dropped to them, you would take him. If a Penix dropped, you take him.
I agree with that.
I don't know if they're going to drop though.
That's what I mean. I mean, if they have a quarterback drop in their lap, you have to take him, of course. But
Stidham's not their future for sure.
No, he's definitely not. No, I mean he's a journeyman. He's a backup quarterback for a reason.
Bo Nix, maybe.
I kind of like Bo Nix. I mean, but I don't like Bo Nix. I don't think he's an NFL ready quarterback. Honestly,
he would need time.
He needs to sit behind. He needs to sit behind a starting quarterback for 1 or 2 years. I hate saying this, Dan, but I was very high on Michael Penix all year. I don't think Penix is ready for the NFL either. I really don't.
He might need to learn a little bit, but his talent is there. Like, he has the arm, he has the accuracy, he has the size. It's just about the mental aspect.
And there's one quarterback that I think could make it in the NFL, but I'm scared to see him because of what he does on the field, Dan. Jaden Daniels, a Heisman Trophy winner. I'm scared to see him in the NFL because if it breaks down, he's a progression reader. If he's not there, he runs, Dan. He runs the ball. And in this league, go ask Mr. 245-pound Anthony Richardson what happened to him.
You can't just run the ball. You have to run the ball at the opportune times and at the right time.
Exactly. What did Evan say? Bo Nix, Denver.
Bo Nix to Denver under Peyton. He sees it.
I don't know. I don't know if Bo Nix is that kind of quarterback. To me, honestly,
don't know.
You know what? You look at Sean Payton's quarterbacks, what he had with Drew Brees, an undersized quarterback with a hell of an arm that didn't run. Okay, that is a Bo Nix. Bo Nix has that strong arm, but the mentality level of a Drew Brees versus Bo Nix, it's a little bit night and day. I think, you know what I mean. But all right, Dan, let's move on. Talk about Super Bowl team from last year. What the hell is going on?
Aiden O'Connell only had 62 yards passing in this game, and they still won. But Zamir White had 145 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. But Dan, what is going on with the Chiefs here, man?
I don't know.
They're
lost.
I think it's the Taylor Swift curse, brother. I think that's what it is. I really do.
I think they have no weapons. I think they're lost. Like they look like they're like done.
It's a complete breakdown. I've never seen Mahomes on the field, scream at wide receivers running wrong routes and drop balls. It's just bad, Dan. I don't know.
And can I blame Mahomes entirely? I don't know. Like their receivers have been like the Philadelphia game weeks ago, and had all those drops and could have won the game.
Yeah.
Like they're just making offside by Tony where they could have won the game. Like they're just making fundamental mistakes.
It's fundamental football 101. Learn how to tackle, learn how to line up on sides, learn how to use your hands and catch the ball.
Gave up a defensive touchdown.
It's bad. It's bad.
2 offensive touchnowns. Like that's not like them.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. It's bad. But hey, listen, man. Let's talk about they have no wide receivers. They have nobody. Definitely nobody. But Dan, listen, man. This game here was a little bit closer than a lot of people thought. The Giants, man. I tell you what, Dan. I was hopping on the edge of my seat.
Taylor.
If they did, I think they would probably win this game.
They might have. They hung in there. They got the pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. They aren't special anymore. They got to rebuild with Scarborough. I would cut Tony.
Tony's got to go. Tony
sucks.
Tony sucks.
Evan says Penix to the G-men with Dable. Oh, we'll see what the Giants do. I got no idea what they're going to do.
Okay, if Penix is there in the first round, do you take him with Danny coming back, making $45 million a year? Do you take Penix? He's going to be on a 5-year deal. Of course, you're not going to pay him as much, but it's a quarterback waiting in the future. Dan, do you take that?
I don't know. Maybe it depends on how they feel. They're going to need a quarterback, though.
I tell you what, Dan, this is what.
But they need offensive line too.
That's what I'm saying. So, the only quarterback that I can see the Giants probably taking, I would love to see Jaden Daniels there because he reminds me of the RPO Daniel Jones quarterback with a better leg situation where he can get out of the pocket too and run the ball.
Yeah, he might have better arm talent too.
His arm strength is good, but when he goes deep balls, he's not as accurate. And that's not saying much for Danny Jones either. But but
I like Penix, even though he's a lefty, because he has more size.
Yeah.
But Daniels is talented as well.
He is. I watched a lot of LSU games, and I tell you what, this kid's special. I mean, his numbers, he's He beat Joe Burrows out for like 400 yards in his Heisman Trophy winner.
Yep.
More touchdowns through the air, and this guy had 11 touchdowns on the ground too. So he can do it all. He's what they call a triple threat, Dan. Definitely.
Yep.
But all right, let's get into the last game here, Dan. This is the one game I got on you. I took Baltimore. You took San Francisco. Dan, what happened here? Brock Purdy showed a different side. That's what it was.
4 picks versus a team like the Ravens, you're not going to win the game probably.
No. And
they scored on all 4 of them, I think.
Yeah, and the thing was, I was never really high on.
Over.
Yeah, I was not really. I want to say not convinced, Dan, about the Ravens, but I tell you what, going away on the road into San Francisco, and the defense played the way you did. You know what? Hey, AFC, look out, because this is the AFC team right here to beat, Dan.
Hold on. I haven't said the Saints are going to snag Daniels.
People are foaming out of the mouth.
The Saints are going to be after us.
Well, he lives down in the. What did he say? I'm sorry. I didn't read that.
They're going to take Daniels, but where are they going to pick the Saints?
That's what I mean. Well, the Saints are going to pick a lot. They're not, well, they can still regard. I mean, if they make the playoffs, they're probably that division's bad because it goes by record too. You're probably going to be out of the first round if you make the playoffs. So you're probably going to be what?
There's 7 and 8 right now. They're going to be in the middle of the pack. They're going to be around 500.
You got 7 teams in each division. That's 14 teams out of 20. That's 50% of the league, basically. So if you're first round out, you're probably going to be sitting around 18 to 20. You know.
Yeah, they're not going to be able. Daniels could be gone.
I think he's going to be gone. I think he's going to move up the draft charts fast, because that's exactly what happened to a lot of quarterbacks last year.
But also, like in the San Francisco game.
Mm-hmm.
The 49er game, how many times did he throw the ball?
Yeah.
32 times. Yeah. Richard McCaffrey ran the ball 14 times in this game.
You can't win with that. I mean, you got to go with your best player. I mean, run the ball. I understand, I tell you what, I love the Ravens defense. I love Roquan Smith to play. He plays on the ball too, so he's playing hard. What's going on, Stace? What's going on, Stace?
But I think that for some reason, after he threw a couple of picks, they kept throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Why not start to run the ball?
Exactly.
You're down like let's see, 16, 12.
You're still in the game.
That was the first half score. I don't think they ran the ball enough.
I agree.
I think they tried to force the pass, especially in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Because they kept turning the ball over.
I agree with that one. I agree with that one.
Purdy just didn't have it.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's what we got, Dan. This is our schedule for this week. You actually gained 3 games on me this week.
I'm way back still. 14.
You're at 14, back. But listen, you're coming back, Dan. They said the last week of the season, we are going to play double, triple, quadruple Jeopardy. Okay. We're going to pick one lock of the week. You get a double for that one. And how about we let the viewers come up with some crazy thing to get you back in the game here, Dan. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. But you got 3 games. You got 3 games on me this week, Dan. Not bad at all. You're making your way with 2 weeks left.
3 weeks under 10.
I think I don't know who can win this. If Carolina can win another game, or you can win the season against me. So I don't know what's going to happen first, Dan. But we'll see.
2 weeks to be in the 8 and the 6.
Maybe I'll forget to put my picks in, Dan.
No Lazard for the Jets. It's not like it matters. Lazard hasn't done anything this year for them.
I know, isn't it? Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda, Dan. If you would have put Aaron Rodgers in here, I think it would have been a lot different, because these are his weapons. He knows these guys.
Probably.
He knows them. You know what I mean?
But Lazard with what they have doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't do
anything.
You got to remember
Wilson's their guy.
Yeah, you got to remember who's throwing that ball. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could have. Yeah, I don't know.
He sucks anyway. Yeah,
exactly. He sucks. Anyway. Yeah. All right, Dan. Well, we got a special guest picker on here today. I don't know what he knows about football, but we're going to bring him. But exactly. That's what I mean. You got me here, and maybe if we put him and I together, maybe we can come up with some, positive, intellectual conversation here, Dan. But we're going to bring him on here. He's my host on the 215 Boys Show every Wednesday night, 9:30. It's Dave. What's going on, brother?
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Go Dolphins.
Yeah, tough one, huh?
Boy, welcome to the punches I take with Dan every week.
We're eliminated, so whatever.
Hey, well, at least you know where you're going to be playing golf at. We haven't packed our bags for the first round, maybe. So
they probably already made the reservations for golf and vacation.
I bet we have. If we're on the road, we're going to make reservations.
No, the Giants have. Not Dallas.
Hey, Dan, we're not far behind with the golf club, so keep going.
Yeah, there's nothing better than Christmas in July, for us, and actually getting new golf clubs to go play some getting to play some golf in December. You
It's
know.
a nice
So-
treat, Dave.
Oh boy, sorry, Dan.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
Stace, I see you. I see you there.
Yeah,
Well,
take
you
that,
know what?
take that, hang on your wall, burn that. Thanks, Dave.
Love
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
You know what?
okay.
Let's get
you
into
too, Dad. Love you too, Dad.
let's get into this week's picks here. Let's get into this week's period. You know, Dave, we brought you on the show. You know, Dan needs some help, and if you could help him out too, you know, these are our picks for this week. So we're gonna go right down the line here. The Jets and the Browns. Wow, I mean, there are a lot of games this week are unanimous picks for all three of us here. So
Yeah.
why, you know, Dave, since you're the guest today, why are you taking Cleveland?
Because they're home. They play well at home, and their defense is just. I think it's just going to really go off on the Jets today. I just can see that happening.
You believe
So,
in Joe
I-
Flacco?
Yeah, the way he's been playing the last 3 weeks, he's been looking really good.
Okay.
And I mean, him and Amari Cooper have some combination going there that's pretty good. So I got to go with Cleveland. I mean, as much as I'd like to see the Jets give him a fight, I just think Cleveland's hot right now, and they're playing.
Oh,
Whoa,
jeez.
whoa.
Oh, where'd you go, Dave? Where'd you go?
You lost me already.
No, we lost you, Dave. We lost you, brother. I don't know what the hell happened
Nah,
there.
I got to go with the Browns on this one, guys. That's just me.
Yeah.
The reason why we lost you real quick, because you don't, I know you don't know this, but on the NFL Weekly Pick'em show, we have the viewers hit a bullshit button. If they think you're bullshit, they hit that button and they knock you off.
Is that what it is? Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Matt.
There he is, my man, Matt.
Matty,
What's going on,
what's
Matt?
up, baby?
Brother, you know, prayers to you, brother. Hope everything's going well, brother.
Dave.
Hi, Stace.
Definitely.
Yeah, Cleveland's defense is really good, so they're gonna get. I think they get to the quarterback a lot, and we'll see what happens. But
Okay.
I'm gonna piggyback off that. This is not the Washington. The Browns have actual defense,
Mhm.
and versus real good defenses, the Jets typically don't score a lot of points. Their defense, I think it'll be a defensive football game,
Yeah.
but I think that the Browns' defense is a little too good this time. Is going to give them their offense some trouble.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go exactly what you guys said. The key word on this week is defense. I mean, both teams are solid on defense. You know,
They're
it's
both
gonna,
really good.
yeah.
On defense.
It's
On
basically
defense, that is.
to me is who's going to create the first turnover, and if the offense
Yeah.
can capitalize on that, which offense can capitalize on a turnover, or I want to say more, which offense can capitalize on better field
I
position.
think Trumaine Johnson's going to have a big game for the Jets. He's been really good the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, though. I really do.
I think it's going to be like 17-10, 17-13. It's going to be something like that.
I agree.
Under
I agree.
20 for both.
Hey, it's a Thursday night game, guys, and Thursday night games aren't very high scoring as
No,
we've
they're
seen
not.
in the past.
I think it's going to be a tough defensive football game.
I agree with that. I'm going to say like 21-17, something in that area.
Yeah, usually I don't like watching
Yeah.
Thursday night football. I really like. There's really no games on this year for Thursday night football to me. You know, all throughout the season. But this game here, I love offense, and to me, what's he got? 24/7 Browns. Oh, wow.
24/7.
Okay. To me, I don't really want to watch this game because I'm an offensive coach. I love offense. I love scoring, and to me, it's like, man, it's what 3 and out. This is something I don't really want to see, honestly. You know, if you like defense, tune in. This is going to be a game.
It could be 3-0 at halftime, guys. Who knows?
Flacco's more experienced. He's more calm, cool, collected. He's a veteran.
Sure.
He's better than anything the Jets have. So I think that'll also put him over the top just by a little bit. Even though Flacco's older,
Mhm.
they just have more consistency at the position than the Jets have had all year.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I agree with that. I
Browns.
think if the Browns can create a turnover, I give all the credit to Joe Flacco because I think he can manage the game. I want to put it that way. If it comes down to manage the game, I don't believe in Zach Wilson. I don't believe in that at all. You know, I love what Eileen says. I'm only watching Thursday Night Football because my team is on its local TV.
I'm on for 21-14 late touchdown for the Browns.
Okay,
That could be.
The question is, does it just give up? If the Jets can't? No, their defense has been good all year.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
don't
that.
think I don't think they'll quit.
I don't think so
No.
either. I don't think so either. All right, let's move on to another game here. Wow. Well, talk about rewrite the ship here. That all marbles on the table in the game here. This to me is actually a scary game. Being a Cowboy fan, it really is.
It's definitely a test.
Since you're opposite, I'll let you go first. Since you're the outside, the
Since
other
I'm
team.
opposite. Well, Dallas is home. They suck on the road.
True.
So that's part of the reason I'm taking them. They seem to play really well at home all the time. And I think they're going to want to be poised to play a better game and bounce back.
Mhm.
I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a huge game in this game. because I don't trust Detroit's defense necessarily. But I think they bounce back and win this game by like 7.
Okay, so they do cover because the line is 3.5 right now.
If they were away, I'm picking Detroit.
Okay.
Because
Dave?
they're just not going on the road.
I'm gonna have to agree with Dan on this one, but I think the line's 6, isn't it? Last I checked.
4.5 today. 4.5 today. 4.5 today.
4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 4.5? Oh, dropped again? Wow.
I go on Caesar's book. I play on Caesar's.
I was gonna say because I looked at it. It was 6 last I checked.
That's a little high. That's a little high. For me right
I'm
now.
going to go with Dan on this one. Dallas does play. They do play great at home. They need a win coming after 2 straight losses.
Yep.
And Detroit already has clinched their division, so pretty much they've done what they needed to do.
They're in regardless.
I mean they're playing for that 2 seed. I get it, and so are we. I get it.
Yep.
But I'm going to go. I think Dallas wins this. I'm going to say Dallas putting 35 points up a game at home, 35-40 at home. I can see them doing that again. I say Dallas winning this game. I'll say 35, maybe 24, somewhere there.
I think it'll both be high scoring game. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I did say I got my score 39-34 Cowboys, but I tell you what, to the X factor, I don't really want to mention a player. I really want to mention coaching staff. I mean, going from last week, it was an eyesore seeing CD get almost 100 yards in the first quarter. Well, under 10 yards in the second, third, and fourth quarter here. They got to go back to him. You got to do what works on this team, and they better come up with. Yeah, that's the way. He's the guy. He's the ace. He's the ace. So we got to go with him. But they got to figure out and rewrite the ship last week because that team last week, the Miami doesn't really have the greatest defense. The front 7, they found ways to get in. They did, and their offensive line was missing 2 people, Dan, and we couldn't get pressure on a 3 out of 5 offensive lineman team. You know what I mean? We couldn't get pressure
the ball quick too.
They did.
They ran the ball well on the outside. It's just, but I think that Dallas losing 2 in a row at home, I think they'll be motivated. I think they'll win the game 31. I'm going to say 33-30.
Okay. Wow. And what scares me too is like last week, Dan, we talked
Detroit
about earlier.
Score points too.
Well, they're built just like Miami. They have speed in the backfield. They have Montgomery. They have 8. What's his name?
Wide receiving core, good tight end.
Good tight end, and Laporta's a good tight end. Yeah.
And I tell you what, I love Jahmyr Gibbs. He's a pass catching backfield runner out of the backfield. He's solid. He's a fast guy. He reminds me of A-Chain. And these wide receivers are no joke as well. They can get after you fast. And if you want to pick a track meet, this might be one of the wrong teams that you want to pick a track meet. And they play better. They're one of the teams that play better in a dome on turf too. This could be a very high scoring game.
They both do. I think they'll both be high scoring. Like I said, I think Dallas will get the win at home.
Give Dallas's defense a little credit last week. They did keep Tyreek Hill out of the end zone, which was a plus. So
it's a rare, but
it's
still,
rare.
It's rare, but they put up more points. That's
I get it. They did, but I'm saying they did keep him out of the end zone, which is very rare for him to have at least not have a touchdown during during a week. So.
That's just like me giving credit to the Miami Dolphins for making adjustments for CeeDee Lamb.
Sure. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our conference here. Wow, talk about a layup game. Maybe the Eagles got a layup this week, don't they?
I think they're gonna kick their ass.
Good God, this could be a big game. Big game.
30-10. Eagles.
Man, Dave, I'll go first here. I'm going 37-13 Eagles this week.
I think they're gonna crush them.
I think with all the hate in Philadelphia, I think with all the hate.
I mean, I hear you guys, and that's which should be the case, and I totally agree with that. But this is the Jonathan Gannon, this is like a rematch. Like he needs to come back and get this team for what they did to him.
He could try, but I
mean, plus Kyler's back. I mean.
Who's he going to throw the ball to? Who's he going to throw the ball to?
That's the question. I hear you there, but I mean, I'm not saying the Eagles shouldn't win this game and they should win it handily, but a lot of times you never know, guys. I mean, things happen.
Yep.
I mean,
hey, you know what? Hey, listen. If there's a Santa Claus out there that you didn't give me what I wanted, at least give me this gift here, and the Cardinals somehow win this game. Hopefully, that ain't going to happen. But
I'm not saying it's going to, but
I just don't think the Cardinals have enough to hang with them. No. That's all.
And the thing is, with all the talk, all the hate talking in Philadelphia, the fans, even the players exploding on each other, what better way to rewrite the ship and go out and drop a 50 burger on a team that you get beat the ass of?
They were mad.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Like during the Giant game, Sirianni they were yelling at each other. I was like, man.
But if you look at it though, the Cardinals actually have been playing better with Kyler since he's been back.
I agree with that. but I don't
True.
think they're good enough to beat the Eagles. That's all.
Okay.
It's possible.
I mean,
but
yeah,
think
I mean, one player's not going
Eagles
to
are
make your
good at
weapons
home.
get better. This is not going to happen. I mean, the Eagles are solidified top to bottom roster over the Cardinals. So
Mhm.
Kyler Murray is like, okay, well, I think it's back time that you go home and play some Call of Duty because this week you might want to after this week.
Kyler
I mean,
Murray's going to have a huge game if they're
yeah.
He would have to have a massive
attack,
game.
to
Yeah.
attack their secondary,
Yeah.
Mhm.
attack them in the middle of the field. That's the only chance they would have. But how are they
agree.
going to stop the Eagles?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Like,
That's the
are they
question.
really going to stop them? I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm not much on Arizona's defense this year.
But
I
you
don't know
know,
what
but
they're
you know
about.
what? But then again, you think about it. It's going to be with the adjustments. If the Cardinals can stay with
Yeah.
the Eagles in the first half, you go back to that San Francisco game with the Cardinals. The Cardinals were 3 points down at halftime in
Yep.
that game,
Yeah.
and then the adjustments came from Shanahan. I don't know about Sirianni with adjustments. That is something going to the Cardinals' advantage. There,
Yeah.
Sirianni knows his team too.
I mean, James Conner could have a big day. You don't know. I mean,
True. I mean, Sirianni does. He adjustments. I don't agree with him 100%. What's his name? What's his name for the damn Gannon? He knows this team, of course, so advantage
Sure.
there a little bit, but it can go either way. All right, let's move on to the game of the week. I think this is game of the week to me right here.
game of the week.
Miami, Baltimore. I do. I think this is game of the week right here.
I almost picked Miami, but Baltimore's at home. I
Yeah.
think this game will be close.
Dude, I think the Ravens roll. Yeah,
I don't know roll. I don't know if I can say roll. I think you're coming off an emotional win, arguably number one team in the NFC versus
No way
one
they're
team in
going
the
to play that
AFC.
well.
I
this
don't
time.
think that's what I'm saying. I think
think
they
they'll win.
drop. I think they drop a little bit. They win, but they drop a little bit of momentum. Not momentum, a little bit of mojo here, I want to say.
I'm going to say 24-20 Ravens.
That's what I think. That's something I'm thinking.
I was thinking 31-17 Ravens.
Wow, you think they're going to continue to ride that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to go. I think this defense.
Well, they had
man,
33.
I think Lamar's just
and
playing out of his
San Francisco
mind right
turned the
now.
ball over 4 times.
No.
mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar's playing out of his mind right now. He's playing really well,
I
I
agree
get
with
that.
that.
and their defense is just sick.
I-
And they're at home. I think.
Yeah,
I
and
think
they're
they'll
home,
play well.
right? Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens 23-21 here. I think they get the win, but I think this defense is just. I love the safety Kyle Hamilton, man. This kid's finally showing glimpses of what he was at Notre
Yeah.
Dame All-American. He's
Mhm.
finally. This guy is a ball hawk. He finds the ball. That one batted ball that he picked off, I was like, holy crap! Right spot, right time. But
Talented
fine.
safety.
he's very talented. Very talented.
Not
yeah,
fast, but he's very
Hamilton,
talented.
he's a talented
Smart.
kid. He's talented.
smart.
That's for sure.
Smart. Mhm. And where'd he go? Notre Dame. I think he did. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think that's where he went.
All right, so we're pretty unanimous there. So far, we're unanimous all the games here. Buffalo and New England.
Bills at home.
Big time. Big time.
I think they're gonna roll,
I
actually.
I agree with that. I heard Zeke didn't practice today because he was ill, so I don't know what's going on with that.
35-10.
Wow.
Bills.
35.
Wow.
Ooh.
Dan, you got the schedule up, correct, on your screen?
Yes.
What time do the Miami Dolphins play and what time do the Bills play? Are they at the same time this week? Oh, my God.
I don't
1
know.
p.m. That's Bills.
Bills
Ravens.
42-0.
Insane
Wow.
says his Patriots.
1
are-
p.m. is the
Both
Patriots game.
Okay. And
In
what time's
Buffalo.
yeah.
And
What time's
what's the other game?
Patriots on at 1 o'clock. What time's the Miami Baltimore game?
1
on?
o'clock. They're both on at 1.
Oh,
both
okay,
won.
okay. All right. So I was the
Not
reason why
bad.
I was going to say I thought there might be a little bit of screen watching, a little bit, 1 to 4 here, but
They're both on at
Miami,
the same time.
Miami controls their destiny too. If they can win out, they have almost a guaranteed spot to win the division because they hold that head to head against
If
conference.
they
conference-
lose and the Bills win, I think the Bills are in first.
Is
that what it is?
That's what I mean. I think it's the Bills
Well,
hold
let's
their own
see.
destiny.
Well, let's see. Their Dolphins are 11-4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Bills are 9-6. So they have to win their last 2, and the Dolphins have to lose their last 2.
This is a game that they can make up ground right here, but I think the Bills have to roll.
Depends on
even-
who has the tiebreaker.
And even if the Bills play this, they get that 5 spot. You're going to be ended up playing most likely Miami because Baltimore's going to get that 1 seed. Miami possibly can get the 2 seed. So it's going to be a rematch, an AFC East rematch first round, most likely.
The Bills have won 3 in a row. Dolphins have won 2 in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is a good game. This is definitely going to be a good game here. I mean, not the
Yeah.
Bills,
I-
the Patriots.
I think I think Buffalo rolls. I'll say 31-10.
Mhm.
It says Bills 42-0. He's a
And see-
Patriots fan.
See, here's the thing: Miami has to win this game because that's a great thing right there. I remember
And
reading
next
this
week
one.
is Bills Miami.
Exactly. That's for all the marbles, right?
That'd-
there.
yeah,
Bills
that'll
have
be
to
for-
win.
Exactly. Yep. The Bills have to win. Miami loses this here. It's all up for the
I
marbles.
think
from
if
the
Miami
game.
wins, they'll win the division. Because
Yeah,
there'll
exactly.
be 2 games left, and they'll have 12 wins.
Mhm.
And the Bills win, they'll have 10 wins. There's no way to catch them.
No, but we know going into the playoffs, it's all about momentum. And right now, I'm writing honestly.
Both of them are playing well. Actually,
They're playing good, but the way I'm looking at ever since the OC from Bill Brady took over, I
Their
like how
offense has
Buffalo's
been
playing.
much better.
Yes, they're
much
putting
more balanced.
Yeah, they're putting Josh Allen into being Josh Allen again. Not throwing the ball, not running the ball. Just isolating him to do this and that. Now they're actually saying, "Here's the game plan. We want you to throw the ball first. If it's not there, be Josh Allen. Move the sticks." I just lost Dan.
Lost Dan.
I bet I'm going to blame his damn cat. It probably was his damn cat sitting
His cat jumped in.
Yeah. See, watch.
Whoop.
What was the cat? Was the cat, Dan?
No, it was me.
Oh, yeah. I would have blamed the cat, Dan. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done.
So
the cat's fault.
Backs me out of the studio thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's move on here. Let's go to. I'm the oddball this week. Okay. The reason why I'm taking the Falcons is because, you know what? Hey,
the Bears are unpredictable too. They can play like crap.
They are.
Sometimes.
They're up and down.
Like sometimes their offense is really good. Sometimes they totally suck.
Mm-hmm.
I could see the Falcons winning, but I'm going to take the Bears at home.
Why are you taking the Bears, Dave?
I don't know. I just they're home. I'm a Fields guy. What can I say? I like Justin Fields.
All right. I'm going to go. I think this is a toss-up game. Honestly, I don't.
It's a toss-up game for sure.
But
that's definitely a toss-up.
But you know what? I gotta rock with the Falcons this week.
I'll say Bears. I'll go 17-16.
I think it's gonna be close, but I got to go with the Falcons here because let's go. Leland's up there, and he's talking to everybody out there, all the Falcons Nation. They're ready to play this game, and they're gonna win for Leland this week.
Win huge this week or something. Watch.
They damn right they will. You know what? I put a $25 bet minus 2.5 on the Falcons this week, so they better do something. Put it that way. But all right. Let's move on. Wow, I'm an oddball again. Holy crap. You guys are taking the Raiders, and I'm taking the Colts here. Why the Raiders?
Dude, they're hot. They're hot right now.
They're hot?
Raiders are hot. What they just did to the Chiefs last week? Are you kidding? Come on,
the quarterback that only threw 60 yards and won the
game.
Yeah,
but two defensive touchdowns too. Give them that.
Okay.
And they scored two. Dan, they scored 2 touchdowns in 7 seconds. I don't care who you are. That's pretty good.
Oh, let's see. They won 63-21 and then 20-14. I'm taking them because they're playing well.
I think so too. I think Aiden actually is not playing bad, to be honest with you.
Okay. I'm going to go reverse psychology here. I'm going with the Colts. The reason why I'm going with the Colts is because they still have a shot at this division. They do. This game.
They do.
With the Texans falling off and the Titans playing bad and the Jags, we don't know what the hell they are. This division is open up for grabs. And who would have thought that a rookie, head coach over there would have this team playing the way they are? I'm in that locker room saying, guys, listen, all our backs are against the world here. We need to go out and get this win. We can do this. We're playing a team that the Raiders, we don't know what they are. If you guys get beat by Aiden O'Connell, I'm firing every one of your asses. That's what's going to happen.
Colts, Jags, Texans.
What's that?
The 3 teams, Colts, Jags, Texans are all 8-7.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This division here, it could come up to the head-to-head.
It's definitely up for grabs, that's for sure.
But I think the Raiders are playing better football. I think they're going to squeak this one out.
I do too.
Hopefully I'm on the right end of the stick this week. I mean, that's 2 back-to-back games I'm picking different.
Actually, the Raiders are actually running the ball better too, from what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball a lot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Their backup is a lot better than Brandon Jacobs is playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Amir White, I think.
Yep.
Samir White. Mm-hmm.
Samir White.
Samir White.
Zamir.
Out of Georgia, yeah.
Is it Zamir or Samir? I don't even know.
Zamir.
Zamir. Gotcha.
ZA. He's from Georgia University. All right, so let's go on to this game here. Well, can the Jaguars rewrite the ship against the worst team in football, the Panthers?
They better.
I think so. I think Lawrence will probably be a little healthier this week because it's got to be his ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll play well this week and win, and I think they're better than Carolina is.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see Carolina winning this game. I don't see it either.
I agree.
I think the Jags right the ship and win this game.
Well, aren't the Jags on a 2-game losing streak right now, or 3?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's 2
games.
So
they're definitely due for a win then.
Ever since Lawrence got hurt, he's been out. They've been losing. So
Trevor he had a bad game last week. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the Jags too. I think they have more power than even a full healthy Panthers team. So I'm going to go Jags as well. All right, next game here. The Titans and the Texans. I mean, once again, we talked about the Colts battling for division. Well, we're talking about the Texans at 8-7, 2 a 3-way tie.
Yeah, I kind of like Houston in that game.
At home, they play better too.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud's back too. Big thing.
I'm going to take Houston at home.
Who's
I agree.
quarterbacking for Tennessee? Do we know?
It's Tannehill this week. Tannehill.
Is it back at is Tannehill still? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he was in there last
Yeah.
week. They benched Levis. Yeah. Mhm.
That's right. Levis got benched. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tannehill is just a more experienced quarterback, and usually they play better when he's in there. He's having a good season.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I'm going to say Texans at home.
Yeah, I like Houston too. I think Stroud's back, and I think I see Texans win that game.
I agree. I'm going to go with Texans at home here. DeMarco Ryan's head, rookie coach of the year, basically coach of the year this year. What he did with his team with the rookie quarterback.
He's been real good this year.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
definitely,
he's been
definitely.
good.
And I'm gonna go with Texans here. I think they solidify, number one seed in their not the division, in their the division. Yes, I think they hold the division this week. I think they hold serve here. I'm gonna go Texans, not in a blowout, but I'm gonna give it all to CJ Stroud because I think he lights it up this week. I really do.
I can see
All right.
that.
Well, Dan, I mean, there's a team in
and
New York this week.
the Jags have lost 4 in a row, by the
4
way.
in a row. Holy crap!
Is it 4 in a row?
Wow.
4 in a row.
Wow. Jeez, imagine that, a 4-game lead, not really in the division, and you're
They
dropping
were
that fast.
They were 8-3.
Jeez, wow.
Well, having Beathard, they suck.
Oh,
So
CJ
that's-
Beathard sucks.
He had to play that one game. He had to play the other game, and Lawrence played last week, and they lost the last 2 weeks with Lawrence.
I remember 2 weeks ago, Dan, when we did the show, and CJ Beathard, we were talking about him. The first play he comes in, he runs the ball 12 yards and fumbles.
He
Remember
is
that?
horrible, man.
He's bad. He's fumble. First play of the game, he
Horrible.
fumbles. He's bad.
Fumbleitis.
Yeah.
4 in a row for the Jags.
Well, Dan, let's
Ravens
talk
have won 5 in a row.
about
Yeah, it's I don't get it.
all right. Let's talk about a team here that's I guess the word is eliminated, Dan.
Yep, expired.
Expired. Okay, expired. Not eliminated. Expired.
Playing for pride, Dan.
Expired.
Hey,
I don't
listen.
know
Good
what
thing
they're
is that
playing for. He's going to play Tyrod Taylor now for some stupid reason. Could have
Okay,
played in the past
hey.
2 weeks.
He didn't play bad last. He didn't play bad this game, Dan. He really didn't.
Nope.
But Dan, looking at this both ways, okay? You everybody rode on the DeVito train. Hell, I jumped on it. I cut let's one.
He's
one
still
side.
I was kind of on it myself. I mean, I wasn't really fully on it,
But-
DeVito still sucks.
But here's the thing, okay?
but it
You
was
know
fun. It was
But
fun.
listen, here's the thing. DeVito's a pure backup, just a crowd
Yes.
pleaser, a jersey seller, I want to say, Dan. A jersey seller, okay? Is what I want to look at. You
Yeah.
have Tyrod Taylor, who's been a starting quarterback in the league
He's
with the Chargers.
serviceable.
He's serviceable. He's the one that had that long injury, sued the NFL for whatever, through the injury that he had.
He's much better than DeVito
Right.
is, period.
But
End
here's
of
the thing I
story.
want to ask you. The Giants are expired, as you said, this season, okay?
Why play him now?
That's what I want to ask you. Do you just say, you know what, screw it. Let's just put DeVito out there. Whatever hell happens, we don't care.
I think
Or do you play Tyrod
because
Taylor and get him more experience with his team?
I think because Tyrod Taylor wants to play for another team, which I think he could get an opportunity.
Ooh, okay.
Um,
Audition, huh?
and
Trade pick, draft
he's
pick,
the,
trade.
he's the better quarterback. I think Daboll realized also in the second half at halftime, he's like, I can't play DeVito. He sucks. But I don't know why he didn't play DeVito the past. Maybe if he plays Taylor the past 2 weeks, maybe somehow they win the 2 games.
They
don't
could have
lose
won
the
2.
2
Yeah,
games.
they could have won those 2 games.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Mhm.
Mm.
I don't understand why he stuck with DeVito the past 2 weeks, but I still don't think they're going to win the game. The
Dan,
Rams are just a better
I just
football
had I just had a funny thought in my head when you said that, like, at halftime you say he sucks. I can just imagine, Daboll out there at halftime talking to everybody out there saying, God, what do we do? Hey, Brian, can I tell you something? Yeah, what's up? DeVito sucks. Okay, what do you want to do?
Tyrod, you're in.
Yeah, I can just imagine that. Like the coaches all looking at each other and just saying, "What do you think? He sucks, coach." Okay.
No, Dan, can I? When I was watching the game with the Eagles, because I was at my Amanda's aunt's house. Okay, I watched the game, and I thought they were doing a Saints thing, what they do with Taysom Hill and Carr.
Oh yeah,
That's what I was thinking at first, because then when I saw him go out, I'm like, okay, maybe they're just pulling they're doing the type
But it's
deal,
obvious that Tyrod Taylor commands the offense way better than
He
DeVito does.
does. He does.
right?
And who knows if Tyrod Taylor was healthy the whole time and never got hurt, they could be stiff in the playoffs. It's possible.
I thought it was like a DeVito first and second down and put in Taylor for the third. That's what I was thinking.
Green Bay game,
Yeah.
they probably could have won. Who knows? Maybe they pulled this other one off.
I
But
agree.
those other games, who knows? Maybe the Raiders game.
Mhm.
And Dan,
No,
you're 100% right.
and-
You're 100% right about having he controls the offense better. If you watch him in the
He's just
huddle
better.
versus you watch him in the huddle versus DeVito, when he calls the plays and after the play is called, that team jumps. They jump to the line.
His recognition's better. He gets rid of the ball
Exactly.
quicker.
A lot faster.
He'll scramble faster. DeVito will stand back there, and he's got to go, and he doesn't go, and he gets sacked.
Dan, I literally looked up and I saw the Giants on the ball with the 10-yard line in the third quarter. I'm like, how'd they get the ball back? I had no idea the Eagles fumbled on the kickoff. I didn't even know. I was like, wow.
That fumble, Brown ran into his player and made him fumble.
Yeah.
It was then they got a pick six.
Then I saw the third down play where what's it called? Who was it? Barkley scored on the touchdown. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're in this.
Yeah, they could be a little bit better. Tyrod Taylor.
They didn't quit. I'll give them that, but they should have still started Tyrod Taylor the past 2 weeks.
I agree.
Give him full snaps. All right, well, let's move on to the next game here. Now we're all back on the wagon here. We're all together here. The Saints and the Buccaneers. We're all taking the Buccaneers. All I gotta say is this: I believe in Baker Mayfield. Yeah, I believe in Baker Mayfield right now. He's not turning the ball over, and he's maintaining the offense, and he's scoring when he can. And the defense is still playing pretty solid. I'm going to take the
and the Bucs have won 4 straight.
Well, White's running hard. He's having a good year. Evans is killing it.
Probably more healthy than they were.
And Baker's having time to throw the ball because his offensive line's actually blocking for him.
You give him time, Baker will play well.
He'll kill you. He'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. You know,
but and Tampa's defense is actually stepping up too a little bit. So
well, you have to think about it. Their defense wasn't horrible a couple of years ago.
No,
in the last year they had Brady, they just didn't have a very good season.
Right.
But I think the Bucs are going to win at home, and I think it's going to end the Saints season.
Yeah, and I don't believe in the Saints. I don't believe in Derek Carr.
They'd be done.
I thought they'd be a lot better with Derek Carr, but the way that the Saints are playing right now, they have speed on the outside, but it's just.
Well, Kamara's playing well.
But you know what? It's to me they do have weapons, but it's putting your players in position. I mean, Sean Payton with this team, I think with Derek Carr, they could have been something.
Olavi's catching the ball. Kamara's playing well.
But they're not putting him in space though. Kamara's a space eater. He put him in anywhere in space and get him in open field. He's a lot better. He's better than half the backs, more than 80% of the backs in the league as a pass catcher running a guy. But they're not putting him in. It's just like going with the Falcons with Bijan Robinson. They don't put him in positions to excel. It's just bad for them, but it is what it is. But hey, Saints,
that division is still up in the air, guys. They're still. They're still.
It is.
It's
anybody's. The Saints are a game back.
What are they 7-8 right now?
Yep, and the Bucs are 8-7, and the Falcons are 7-8.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to a team that just got shellacked last week. The San Francisco 49ers got shellacked by the Ravens, and what better way to get a Christmas gift and play the Washington Commanders, right?
Oh yeah, that's
they're gonna kick their ass.
I got 41-3.
I'm gonna say 35-6.
Wow.
35-10, San Francisco.
I'm gonna say 41-3.
Because San Francisco just got shellacked.
I just don't see. I don't see Washington scoring.
I think this is a statement game. Brock Purdy is making a statement this week. Debo's making a statement. Kittle, McCaffrey, they're making a statement this week.
How are they going to stop them?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You can't.
I think the matchup is just way in favor of San Francisco.
If Washington pulls this off, I'll be shocked.
I don't see San Francisco playing as bad as they did last week. No way.
No way.
I'll just turn the ball over 4 times.
Plus, they're playing for that one. They're still playing for that 1 seed too, Dan.
Sure,
So I mean,
they're going to be motivated, and they're a far better football. They should win the game easily.
To me, this is a statement game, and this is a control your own destiny game. We still hold the number one rights to the number one spot. Control your own destiny, and what better way, Dan? I agree with you. I'm not going 41-3, but I'm going to go 35-10. That I'm going to go 30. I'm going to go 33. 33-10 is where I'm going.
Dude, McCaffrey's going to have a field day on this team.
This is one of the games I think the best bet of the week is probably having a McCaffrey anytime touchdown. I think
you have McCaffrey for fantasy. If you're in the championship, you're going to have a field day.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a betting. I'm definitely taking McCaffrey in the end zone this week. I think he's
the over-unders, like the parlays.
The over-under?
The game parlays where you take McCaffrey over this many
yards.
He's definitely going to be over. Yeah, he's probably going to be over 85 yards definitely this week on the betting. So I'm probably going to take. I'm going to stay away from the over. I mean, the over for McCaffrey running because I think there's so many weapons that Brock's is going to
anytime touchdown is a guarantee for him.
Oh, I'm definitely taking that one. I'm definitely taking that one. But all right, let's talk about. I'm going oddball here. Listen, I live in Pittsburgh. I must be drinking the water here because I'm going Pittsburgh for some reason. I don't know what it is. I think I'm just being influenced by the people around me. I'm going Pittsburgh over the Seahawks. And you guys know I've been on Seahawks all year long.
Yeah.
I'm going Pittsburgh. I believe in Mason Rudolph. Okay, I believe in Mason Rudolph. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm drinking in here, but I believe in Mason Rudolph.
What's the Pittsburgh water up there?
I tell you what, it's a lot of pom poms and a lot of black and gold because I'm believing in it right now. I'll tell you that. What about you, Dan? You're awful quiet on this one.
I'm taking the Seahawks at home. I'm taking Seattle at home.
Okay. Dave?
I'm with Dan on this one. I got to go Seattle. Drew Lock's playing well.
Adam, I love you, brother. I love that.
What do you say? I didn't even see it.
Oh, my God. Crack kills, ball.
Crack kills.
Hey, well, you know what? This coffee must have some serious crack in there, brother Dan.
Yep,
guys, because I'm taking Pittsburgh.
No, I don't
know. Listen, I don't know, man.
You think Tom was going to make this guys? What do you? I don't get it.
Listen, they're still holding a wild card spot to fight in there. So I think I'm going to go with Tomlinson here because I think he's opened up and he's regaining the team here because listen, George Pickens had a hell of a week. Okay,
I think Kenny has a big day.
Who?
I think Kenny has a big day.
Kenny's not even playing this week, brother.
Oh, yeah, is he out? I didn't even know he's out.
He's out for Rudolph. That's why I said
No. I didn't mean Pickett. I mean Kenny Walker.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer this week.
I think he has a big day. I just do.
Oh, screw that.
I didn't Pickett was out. I knew that.
Watt's going to kick his ass, okay?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Watt's going to kick his ass. At least I can hope so. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on to the next game. Now, as you see on the screen here, I am not on the screen this week, okay, for this game here. The reason why, I'm done with both these goddamn teams, okay? Every time I take the Bengals,
I don't trust the Chiefs
Dan,
at all.
I'm giving you a layup here. I'm not even choosing this game because the Cincinnati Bengals has killed me all season. The Kansas City Chiefs
Chiefs.
They've killed me all season. So I'm not even picking either team. Dan, I'm giving you one game right here because I'm not picking this game. I can't stand either team because they killed me all season.
I'm still taking the Bengals. F the Chiefs.
Okay.
I've picked them like weeks in a row.
Yes.
And they lose every single time.
Nah, they're going to win this week.
No, I don't think they're winning this. I think Bengals going to be. I think they're going to play crap again.
Think Browning has a good day?
What?
Think Browning has a good day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Dan, the only way I was going to bet this game, if I would have took one team, I probably would have took the Bengals, and I would have said the lock of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs. Because you know what happens.
Take the Chiefs.
How many times, Dan, this season we said lock of the week, Kansas City Chiefs?
Like
they got beat out. They got outright beat 4 of those 5 weeks.
Didn't Green Bay beat them?
Yes. Remember I said the only way they're going to win is if the goddamn snowstorm hits the Lambeau Field. And what happened? It was beautiful weather, and the Kansas City Chiefs didn't even show up that game.
Let's see.
It's bad. It's bad.
They beat the Patriots, but they lost to the Bills, the Packers. They beat the Raiders. They lost to the Eagles. Man, they've been bad for weeks, man.
I'm not taking them. I'm not
taking them. I'm still not taking them.
I'll stick with them.
I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm staying out of this game. I don't care about it. I'll take the loss on this week. I am not betting any team this week. I can't take any of these teams. They killed me all season. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Is this Taylor's fault?
You're damn right it's Taylor's fault.
I'm just asking.
You know, all you Swifties out there probably going to lose 1 million of our viewers.
Is this a women weekend legs thing for Taylor for doing him to him? Is this what it is?
Listen.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Look, I'm just going to say one thing real quick. You remember when Tony Romo dated Jessica Simpson, okay?
Yes, I do.
You remember when Tony Romo dated Carrie Underwood, right?
I do.
That season felt like shit after that. It was a downfall.
Took her to Cabo.
And you know what? Eileen says it right there. It is the Taylor curse for sure. See that?
Taylor curse for sure.
It is. It's the Taylor curse. You know, that's what it is. I'm telling you. We've all heard about the Madden curse. Now it's the Taylor.
It's the Taylor.
You know, that's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Well, we got 2 games left here before we get out of here. All right. Wow. Damn. I don't know what's going on here. I am taking the opposite here of many games here, Dan. Chargers and the Broncos. Listen, Broncos don't know what the hell they're doing. What the hell's going on?
They do look lost, but
they both suck.
I'm going with the suckier team, Dan. I'm taking the Chargers. Okay.
So I'm taking the Broncos.
You know what I mean?
I'm with Dan on this one. I'm going to go Denver too.
I got to make sure I don't have any crack in my drink here because I'm thinking some crazy.
What are you drinking over there?
I don't
Thank
know.
God Taylor Swift ain't banging on Rodgers. She ain't our problem.
Oh,
Oh man,
Oh my God.
the Taylor
there would
curse
definitely be a
is
song if it was
rolling.
Aaron Rodgers.
Could you imagine if Taylor Swift was with Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers would, after the game, he would go back to his black room and sit there and do some feng shui shit.
That's what I was going to say.
Kelsey has dropped more balls this season since he's been seeing her, but I don't know about
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the curse, brother. You know, like,
I mean, I get it.
you know, it's like she has more. She brings more to the team than they do right now. You know, can you honestly think about the same? You know, Dave, I know your daughter Faith is into Taylor Swift at all. Is she?
I don't think so. Not
Okay,
too much.
well, you know, say if I had a, you know, Chelsea doesn't like Taylor Swift. She
No,
can't.
she's not a Swiftie.
But
no.
let's say if your daughter, you know, you're a big football fan, you sit there and say, hey, you know what? The Chiefs are playing the Giants at home. I got 2 tickets here. You want to go? Well, is that where Taylor Swift, her boyfriend, plays? Yeah, I want to go, Dad. Yeah, okay. Like they have more fans being Taylor Swift people to go see Taylor Swift on the jumbotron than to actually watch the Chiefs play right now. That's how bad it is.
Does she go to every game?
No, well, she's on tour a lot too. She has that.
Okay, I was going to say I think she was on tour, so I didn't think she was
that,
every game.
you know what the funny thing is? I actually had to watch that on pay-per-view like 2 weeks ago. We watched it because Katie's like she likes Taylor Swift, and I was like, "You really gonna make me watch this Taylor Swift bullshit?" And I was like, "Oh my God," you know. And the funny thing is, if you watch that, you will not believe how many jerseys of Travis Kelce were in the crowd.
Oh, that's ridiculous. So
like, come on, dude.
cringe.
Really?
Dan, he enjoyed every minute of it.
Dan, Dave, you know what? Dave, we just lost it. I'll see that the viewers, they just call bullshit on that. They know I didn't like that.
I'm kidding.
God.
All right, let's get into the last game here. I believe this is what, the Monday night game, of course?
I didn't know who to pick in this game.
I didn't either. Well,
Hall, the new quarterback Hall is playing, not Mullins.
I saw that, Dan. I did. I saw. Yeah, Mullins is out.
His name's Hall.
Yeah, Mullins got benched.
I don't even know who this Hall guy is, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either.
A young quarterback or a rookie or something. Wow. I have no idea.
Wow.
So because of that, I picked the Packers, but who knows? They have Justin Jefferson, Paige Osborne, and Addison.
But they did lose. They did lose Hockenson for the season, though.
Yeah, but they still have 3 weapons.
I get it, but I'm saying, but Hockenson is a huge weapon for them too.
Hey, he should have worn knee pads because he wasn't even wearing.
Did you see that hit, Dan?
His pads were above his knee.
Dude, that hit was nasty.
I don't like that hit.
That's the thing I don't get. You know, as you guys know, I took a JV job up here to coach offense, and I go to this class in about 3 weeks, and it's all about safety, everything like that. And one of the rules up here is if a referee sees you not wearing your thigh pads, your knee pads are above your knees or whatever.
Yeah,
that is not. It's not a penalty against the player. That is a penalty. It's like a sideline warning to your team.
Really,
you get a penalty automatically. How many players in the NFL we see that basically don't wear knee pads?
They're dumb. I don't know if that's why Hockenson got hurt, but you should be protecting your knees.
It was an open catch when he did catch the ball. When he turned around, the guy just happened to be there and just took his leg off.
No, he went for his. He went low.
Oh, he went for. Oh, he did. That's what I'm saying.
He went low. But what I'm saying is, why doesn't the NFL mandate they have to wear knee pads over their knees and thigh pads?
What do they make them for? What do they make them for? You know what I mean?
It should be mandatory, not optional. I
you
guarantee you that's why a lot of players get hurt. The thigh injuries and knee injuries, that has to have something to do with it.
But you know what? If you look at those pads, if you look at the knee pads, they are so thin. They just look like a little suction cup is what they look like.
Yeah, why even wear them?
They're not even safety precaution wise.
But the NFL is all about safety.
Exactly.
But let's not wear thigh pads or knee pads at all, and then wear our pads above our knees.
Right.
Like that's the stupidest thing I ever.
And, I'm not gonna lie. On the opposite side of that, on the opposite side, I mean, I have many times where you guys know I coach at 11-14 elite, and we're only allowed a certain poundage. I've had players that are a borderline, right on the weight line. They come to me and say, "Okay, coach, what pads do I use? Wear your small pads. Wear your small pads today. They're a couple ounces, a little bit lighter. We use those because you can't change them. Their officials watch us after we get weighed in. We can't change anything, of course. But in the NFL, I get that, Dan. I agree with you 100%. You're talking safety. You're targeting calls. You're doing all these personal fouls. What is it? What is the one with the wide receiver? What is it? A defenseless wide receiver. you're
when
protecting
he's
the
not
quarterback.
defenseless
Right.
half the time.
You're protecting the quarterback where you can't even breathe on the guy. You put a hand on him, it's a personal foul, roughing the passer. But then again, you're not even going with the rules and say, hey, this guy don't even wear fucking pads. You know,
Well, especially
what
for
was
the
that?
tight end position, they go across the middle a lot and take
Right.
hits like that a lot. And I want to protect my knees and from getting a hit. He may have still tore his ACL, but still, you still should be protecting yourself. And
You know,
it's
and-
like the
and
NFL
truthfully-
just doesn't care about that aspect.
Right. And truthfully, the smartest players on the field to me, you know, take this for what you want, but I think the smartest player on the field are the offensive linemen. You know why I say
They
that?
wear the
Yes, the knee
pads
braces.
and thigh pads the right way, and
They wear knee braces. I
In
watched
college,
the game.
you have to.
Yes.
You're required to.
I watched the Michigan. I watched Michigan practice this week. They had a thing on TV where they were practicing on the channel, the Big Ten channel that I got, and
Yep.
I watched them all play. Of course, you know they're not fully padded. They got the
But they
thigh
have the knee
pads,
braces on.
but they had the knee brace on both sides, all five on the line there. You know, and
And they use
they-
the same helmets, I think, in college.
all the DNA, all the DNA. I think it's called DNA 2s. Actually, two of my players have one up here. Yeah,
NFL uses all different types.
It's crazy.
So-
It's crazy.
Well, on that note, I'm going Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins the game because they need it. They need this game to stay in this playoff run.
Yeah, this is
Green Bay
awesome.
needs it too.
I think
Yeah.
both teams need it, but I'm going to go with the weapons wise. And now that I know that, Waterboy Part 3 is playing quarterback, I don't know if I really want to take them, honestly. But
Waterboy.
I think Green Bay's going to win a close game, 24-20.
I don't even
I
know.
see. I was going to go opposite. I think Minnesota 24.
But it's a toss-up game.
It is. It is. All right. Well, before we get out of here, Dave, since you're the new picker this week, if you come in last week, we'll have you on next week, of course. But if you come in last place, adios. Okay. Very simple. But Dave, we'll start with you first. What is the lock of the week? And I swear to God, Dave, if you take the Chiefs, you're off this show forever.
Nah, lock of the week is definitely 49ers over Washington.
Okay, Dan, you got to go, and you can't take that one.
That's definitely lock of the week.
The Eagles
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it,
over
Dan!
Arizona.
God, Dan, come on!
Or no other locks.
I didn't think I should have went first.
Maybe the Bills.
Well, there is another lock that I saw. But
Okay, you know
Bills,
what?
maybe.
You know what? Let me make sure my drink has a little more crack in it. I think it does. Okay, I'm going lock of the week. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Yeah, stop!
Are you
Don't
really?
laugh. Dave, don't laugh. Pittsburgh. Dave, stop! Dave, stop laughing.
I'm sorry.
Man.
Dave, stop. Pittsburgh. Dave. Pittsburgh.
I didn't say anything.
Dave.
Pittsburgh
Quiet.
lock of the week. Oh man.
Dave, stop. Quiet, Dave.
Good thing there's no
Dave,
money on this,
Dave,
man.
I'm putting you in timeout for a second. Timeout.
What? I didn't say anything.
Timeout. Let me get it out. Lock of the week. The Pittsburgh Steelers with Mason Rudolph over the Seattle Seahawks at home.
About 35-7 Seahawks.
You're better off going Rams over the Giants.
Wait. I ain't that stupid. Okay.
That's actually a good lock of the week, actually. Oh yeah, I think someone needs a CT scan. Just saying, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I actually do. I do.
I'm gonna tell some of my friends about that tonight, and they're gonna laugh. They're gonna be, "What the hell is he smoking?"
What's he thinking?
Damn, you guys are really out of the box.
He talks about the Schuylkill water in Philly. What's going on in Pittsburgh?
I told you, man. I'm telling you. Look, it's because it's Sheets. That's what it is. I'm drinking the Sheets
Oh,
coffee.
that's what it is. Jeez.
Ooh, that's what it's. The Shit's coffee. I don't
See,
know.
no Wawa's your way.
The Sheets, they make you believe in shit that's never gonna happen. That's why they got Santa Claus on the bottom here. If you think he's real, then anything's possible.
Hey,
You know.
don't mess with Santa. Come on now.
But yeah, hey, but Dan, you know what? Before we get out of here, man, I want to play that video one more time, if that's okay with you, man.
Sure.
Hey, listen, I want to say everybody out there, thank you for becoming a great viewer. And we become a viewer to the Out of the Box here. You're not just a viewer, you're a friend. I personally didn't know Leland, but many times he's not called me, but messaged me talking about food. And you gain so much friendship on this network, being people that you don't even know, you never met, but you consider them family. And, Leland leaving us too early, man, on Christmas especially. Yeah. We know he's up there with the angels, of course, because God got an angel on Christmas night. But to all of us out here at Out of the Box, man, we miss you, brother, and prayers and condolences to your family. And like I said, my final thoughts all the time are reach out to someone, man, because you never know what could happen tomorrow morning. And you always want to remember the people for what they are, and remember that your last conversations were always positive. You know what I mean? So reach out to someone if you get out there and get a chance to do that, regardless of who they are, what they are, and how they hold a spot in your heart or whatever. So, Leland, brother, this is for you, man. One more time. Man, yeah, hits you hard, doesn't it?
Yep.
It definitely does. But Dan, since you were the closest to him, man, any final words to Leland and his family out there, brother?
Just rest in peace, Leland. My condolences to his family, and wherever he is, I hope he's watching the Dodgers and the Falcons and making good food.
100%. And Leland, like I said, brother, I talked to you 2 months ago. You asked me what that spicy fried rice was I made. I was like, it's Thai fried rice. And the last thing I want to say to you is when I come up there to see you, brother, you better have the wok ready and the utensils ready. And we're going to go at it, man. We're definitely going to make some good food up there, brother, so we can watch the Cowboys and the Falcons play one day. So prayers and condolences, man, from Out of the Box and all your family here, man. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, boys, you ready to get out of here? Another week is in the books.
Yep.
All right. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Dan Connor. That is the over there, that's Dave Yarnell, the showstopper, our guest picker. And Dave will be back next week if he doesn't come in last place. So we'll see. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. But, we want all the viewers out there to either, put something on Out of the Box or a comment up there. Let us know how Dan can actually catch back up, because I want to do something for Dan the last 2 weeks here of the season. Maybe we'll play a double Jeopardy or something like that.
No charity.
No. Wow. No charity.
No charity.
Nope.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, Dan. I respect that. Now I'm going to go full boat and try to blow you out of the water this next week.
I'm probably going to get my ass kicked anyway, so it's okay.
But hey, you know what? There's four disagreed games.
I'm interested to see how I do this week. Should be fun.
Well, I'm telling you, lock of the week is Pittsburgh. So you guys shit out of luck on that one. I'm telling you right now. Book it. You better bet the house. When it happens, thank me later, okay? Or you know what? Send me a message saying you're right, Paul. Crack does kill. We'll see. All right, guys, we're out of here, and we'll be back next Thursday night at 6 p.m. to see how we did. And once again, everybody out there, have a happy New Year and stay safe as well. But Dave, real quick, you know what I was thinking?
What's that?
If people get injured, who do they call, Dave? You know?
Jason Fine, baby. 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al.
Exactly. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. Give them a call. 3 convenient locations throughout Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, PA, Philadelphia. Give them a call. 1-800-HURT-123. Let them know that Out of the Box sent you. If they take the case, mention Out of the Box. It's 33 and 30%, and no recovery, no fee. So make sure you get out there, but be safe and don't want to call him at all. And Dan, what about this product here? Because late New Year's Eve is coming up. Everybody's going to need it on January 1st.
Yep, everyone's need that Monkey Cold Coffee to get their day going on the new year, 2024. They have 3 flavors. They're organic blend, Peru, Florida, bourbon chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, and Sumatran blend. Use the promo code OTB Sports at the checkout at monkeycoldcoffee.com and get 10% off your order. Once again, Monkey Cold Coffee, the evolution of flavor infused coffee. Pick up your bag today.
Awesome, guys. And once again, Happy New Year from all of us at Out of the Box here. Make sure you share, subscribe.
Facebook, Happy New Year, everybody.
Subscribe to us. We're all about that and family first. And last but not least, Leland, prayers and condolences to your family. So, brother, we miss you. Everybody else, stay safe, and we'll see you next Thursday night at 6 p.m., of course. Until then,
I will see you guys Saturday night, the Atomic Drive podcast, 11 p.m. We'll be there.
All right. See you guys later. Have a good one.
Later,
everybody.